In the last class, we have discussed in detail about the factors influencing the formation of ionic bond, energy consideration in ionic bonding. Here, in the energy consideration, we have studied about low ionization energy of metal atom M, high electron affinity of atom X, high value of lattice energy of a ionic crystal, high electronegativity difference between electropositive and electronegative atom. Along with these things, we have also discussed about the lattice energy, its definition, solvation energy, its definition, and also the importance of lattice energy and solvation energy. So today I am going to deal with the another important factors under the chemical bonding, particularly regarding the statement of Born-Landes equation and Born-Landes equation for the calculation of a lattice energy. The terms used in the Born-Landes equation: polarization, polarizing power, and polarizability, along with covalent character in ionic compounds, Fagen's rule, percentage ionic character, as well as bond order and dipole moment. Coming to the Born-Landes equation. The Born-Landes equation is a means of calculating the lattice energy. The Born-Landes equation is a means of calculating lattice energy of a crystalline ionic compound. In the year 1918, Max Born and Alfred Lande proposed that the lattice energy could be derived from the electrostatic potential of the ionic lattice and a repulsive potential energy term. So here, according to Born-Lande, an energy term E is equal to minus of NAM Z plus Z minus E square upon 4 pi E naught R naught into bracket 1 minus 1 upon N. So this is the Born-Landes equation, which is going to be used for the calculation of lattice energy. So here in the Born-Landes equation, while calculating the lattice energy of a ionic compound, following are the terms where Na is equals to an Avogadro's constant, M here is a Madelung constant related to the geometry of the crystal. Here, the modeling constant m depends upon the geometry of the crystal. Z plus is a numeric charge number of a cation, whereas Z minus is the numeric charge number of anion, and E is equals to elementary charge, which is equals to 1.6022 into 10 to the power of 19 C. E naught is equal to permittivity of free space pi 4 pi naught is equal to 1.112 into 10 to the power of minus 10 centimeter square per Jm. R naught is equal to the distance to closest ion, and N is a Born exponent. N is a Born exponent, typically a number between 5 to 12. It is determined experimentally by measuring the compressibility of the solid, or it is derived theoretically. Coming to the polarization, polarizing power and polarizability. First of all, regarding the polarization, anions are larger in size than cations. Anions are usually larger in size than cations, and therefore their electron cloud are less tightly held. A small highly charged cation shall therefore distort the electron cloud of an ion in a manner that it increases the electron density between the nuclei. Here the figure indicates, so this is an atom which is not polarized, and this is an atom or a ion which is polarized. Here the polarization is due to the penetration of a highly charged cation on a less electron cloud atom. So here this indicates the polarized ion. So here the polarization leading to a covalent bond. Whenever a polarization will take place, it leads to the covalent bond formation. For example, a large iodide ion by itself is symmetrical. However, when a small positively charged lithium ion comes closer to the iodide ion, the electron cloud of iodide ion is pulled towards positively charged lithium ion. Here the iodide ion is said to be polarized, and the process of polarized itself is going to be called as apolarization. Coming to the another term, that is polarizability and polarizing power. The polarization effect produces a covalency in lithium iodide molecule. The polarization effect produce a covalency in lithium iodide molecule because there is some electron density in between the nuclei as in sharing of electrons in a covalent bond. The power of cation to distort the symmetry of anion, the power of a cation which distort the symmetry of anion around the nucleus is known as polarizing power, and the tendency of an anion to distort is known as polarizability. The polarizing power of a cation is proportional to its charge by radius ratio as illustrated in figure. So here this is an ion which is not polarized, and this is the polarized ion after penetrating a charge of a cation, and it will be get distorted and it is called as polarized ion. So here the figure indicates the polarization leading to again a covalent bond. Coming to the another important factor in ionic compounds, that is covalent character in ionic compound. The result in the deformation of electron cloud on an ion called polarization of an ion due to small size of cation. Polarization of cation is not much. So here the extensive polarization would be witnessed when cation penetrates the anionic cloud, giving a covalent bond. Again, as shown in the figure, here the figure itself indicates a non-polarized ion, a polarized ion, then it leading to the covalency in a polarized molecule. In compounds consisting of large negative anion and a small positive cation, the polarization leads to the partial covalent character in ionic compounds. The compounds showing a partial covalent character being a ionic compounds. So some of the examples are lithium iodide. Here lithium iodide is a purely ionic compound, but it shows a little bit covalent character. Likewise, lithium bromide, ferric chloride and aluminium chlorides are the other examples which shows a partial covalent character even though they are being a ionic crystals. Coming to the one more important factors, that is Fagen's rule. Fagens put forth a set of rules which summarizes the factors favoring the polarization and hence the covalency. Here, in case of some of the ionic crystals like lithium chloride, lithium bromide, ferric chloride and aluminium chloride, as they show a partial covalency being a ionic compounds. To explain such type of bonding, here Fajans has given a set of rules. So Fajans put forth a set of rules summarizing the factors favoring the polarization and a covalency. That is, the first point is a small positive ion favors a covalency. A large negative ion also favors a covalency. Coming to the third factor, a large charge on either or both ions favors covalency. Likewise, the fourth rule given by Fajans is polarization and valency is formed when the positive ion does not have a noble gas configuration. These are the sum of the set of rules given by the Fajans which favors the covalency. That is, a small positive charge favors a valency. A large negative ion also favors a valency. A large charge on either or both the ions favors covalency, and polarization and valency is formed when the positive ion does not have a noble gas configuration. Coming to the bond moment or dipole moment. Here, coming to the definition of dipole moment. Dipole moment is defined as the product of the magnitude of the charges and distance between them. Dipole moment is defined as the product of the magnitude of the charges and the distance between them. Mathematically, dipole moment mu is equals to delta into d, where delta is the magnitude of the charge, d is the distance between the two charges, that is delta plus and delta minus, and dipole moment is measured in terms of d base, that is capital D. Here in this diagram, Q plus and Q minus represent delta, whereas R represents the distance d between the two ions, a positive ion and a negative ion, or a positive charge and a negative charge. So here mu is dipole moment, Q is a separated charge, and R is the distance between the two charges. So in this diagram, Q is delta and R is the distance. Here in the equation, dipole moment, that is mu is equal to delta into d, where delta is the magnitude of the charge, d is the distance between two charges, that is delta plus and delta minus, whereas dipole moment is measured in d ways and it is denoted by capital T. Coming to the percentage ionic character. What is meant by a percentage ionic character? Here, the percentage ionic character is the amount or a measure of compounds having ionic and covalent character. A compounds having a ionic as well as covalent character, and it is calculated by dipole moment. A bond percent ionic character is the amount of electrons sharing between two atoms. Limited electron sharing corresponds with a high percent ionic character. Coming to the last bit, that is bond moment. The arrow shown in the diagram illustrates the movement of electron as bond between two atoms are broken and formed. The arrow illustrates the movement of electrons as bond between two atoms are broken and formed. It is mainly used to describe the progression of a reaction mechanism. Here, in case of hydrogen molecule, one hydrogen atom is bonded with another hydrogen atom. Here, to form a bond, one of the hydrogen atom must possess a delta positive character and another one possess a delta negative character. As a result, combination of H plus ion and H minus ion results in the formation of a H2 molecule. Likewise, in case of hydrogen chloride molecule, the hydrogen atom having a delta plus character and chlorine having a delta minus character. As a result, the dipole moment has a magnitude and it is having a direction. So here the arrow itself illustrates the bond moment between two atoms, and it also indicates the breaking of the bond as well as the bond formation. It also shows the progression of a reaction mechanism. The bond moment is also known as arrow pushing or delocalization of electrons. So these are the examples illustrating the bond moment. Today in this class we have studied in detail about statement of Born-Landes equation and the terms coming under the Born-Landes equation: polarization, polarizing power as well as polarizability, along with a covalent character in ionic compounds, Fajon's rule, along with percentage ionic character as well as bond order and dipole moment. So in my next class I am going to deal with a few more little importance about the ionic bonding, and then I would like to move towards the covalent bond. Thank you.